The shadow between worlds. The clock struck midnight as a dense fog rolled over the quiet town of Eldermere. In the heart of this forgotten place, where whispers carried secrets older than time, a woman stood before the ruins of an ancient manor, her silhouette outlined against the moonlight. Isabella Ravenshade had spent years chasing myths, but tonight, the myths had finally led her here, to the one place the world had chosen to forget. A letter had arrived at her door just days before, written in an ink so old it cracked at the edges. The truth you seek is hidden in the house of the Hollow Veil. Come alone or not at all. There was no name, no signature, only the weight of something unfinished pressing against her soul. And so she had come, leaving behind a life built on logic and reason, stepping instead into the unknown. As she approached the towering remnants of the manor, a gust of wind sent the heavy iron gates creaking open, an invitation or a warning. The air smelled of damp earth and something faintly metallic. She hesitated, but the pull of destiny was stronger than fear. One step, then another, and she was inside. The walls seemed to breathe around her, the shadows twisting in ways that defied the flickering light of her lantern. Then, a sound, a whisper, faint and distant. She turned sharply, heart hammering. "Who's there?" Silence. Only the echo of her own breath answered. Then, out of the darkness, a figure emerged, a man, tall and impossibly familiar. His eyes, a deep storm gray, held centuries of secrets. "You should not have come," he murmured, and something in his voice sent a shiver down her spine. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice steady despite the fear clawing at her chest. "The past that refuses to stay buried," he replied, and suddenly the air grew colder. The lantern in her hand flickered violently before extinguishing entirely, plunging them into darkness. A soft touch against her wrist sent a jolt through her veins, and in that moment, memories she had never lived flooded her mind. Dances in grand halls, whispered confessions under starlit skies, a love stolen by time itself. She gasped, staggering back. "I know you," she whispered, though she did not understand how. His expression was pained, haunted. "You once did." The walls around them shifted, revealing glimpses of another time, a time where the manor had not been a ruin, where laughter and music had filled its halls. She saw herself, dressed in the silks of another era, her hand entwined with his. And then, just as quickly, the vision shattered, replaced by fire and screams, by a betrayal so deep it had ripped two souls apart. "You were lost to me," she breathed, tears burning her eyes. "And you to me," he said, "until now." A sudden crash from above sent dust cascading around them. The house was waking up, recognizing the presence of something long buried. "Why did you call me here?" she asked. "Because the past is not done with us." Then, before she could react, the shadows surged, swallowing them whole. Somewhere in the distance, a clock began to chime again, though this time, it was not striking midnight. It was counting down. And time, it seemed, was running out.
Whispering echoes.